to damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt.
Y'all niggas had gold. Listen, if you let us in there, we'll give you some. Maybe. And he goes, he doesn't answer them. He just points at the bag I'm puking in and goes, my lunch. Goes, no, it's okay. I gave him $20. He's taken care of. You're fine. Honestly, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And
okay.
Just please don't sue us.
Oh, okay.
It was like fucking fusion song.
Really?
Jazz fusion song.
Wait, so they're that old?
It was his old band. What's the guy's name?
The singer?
Yeah. It's like the guy, the singer. He was in the '80s band, and he were we recording?
Should I be talking to like?
Yeah. Okay. We are recording, but
yeah, when he was in the '80s, he like wrote the song. And we just take a lot of inspiration from Tool and like what they do with their
That's
sound.
good, actually.
Basically, everything we've ever written is a ripoff of Tool.
Essentially.
I mean, like, you could be inspired about a band in such a way, but I mean, like, even like, for example,
Not Tool.
Well, Tool is a good band.
Yeah.
It has its own like kind of like a different or kind of like a unique style for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Compared to like psychedelic or like that type of music. I don't know what would it be called, like metal or psychedelic rock.
I think Tool, when they came out, weren't they like considered psychedelic hard rock?
Because like the whole style, like artwork, is all like DMT stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would make sense in my head.
Have you guys tried any?
DMT?
Yeah.
No, I've tried shrooms though.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've taken shrooms. Yeah, I've taken acid.
Yeah.
Tried acid. I didn't know that.
Oh shit, that's nice.
I didn't tell you that.
No, how did that go? Also, when?
Last year.
Oh.
I think last year.
Was that when you were up north?
No,
No.
I was here. And yeah, I was kind of tripping at first because I've never taken acid.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, yo.
How long did the effect take you to kind of like become sober again and like wake up?
Okay, so this is the thing. Everything you see where people are like, dude, you're not gonna know what's happening, you're gonna see people's faces, blah, blah, blah. Those guys took a lot of acid.
Really?
Yeah, because like, I took one tab, which is 1 microdose.
Okay.
Or 1 microgram, I think. And so I was like, what's gonna happen? And they were like, have you taken shrooms? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, so you're gonna feel like you're on shrooms. It's not gonna be very different.
Yeah.
Things might just like be a little goofy and like look pretty. And I was like, okay, cool. So, and then they told me like, if you are fucking tripping, like I have what I can give you to be able to calm down and
that's
stop
good,
it.
actually.
So I was like, okay, that makes me feel a lot better. Let's do this.
No, honestly, like my biggest one would be on like shrooms. I didn't try like more stuff. I wanna try like more stuff like LSD and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But more of what I would try is like mushroom, and like I would hear that music, like weird music, as if like all the fucking instrument in the world are playing all together.
It's
like
funny, like when you're on shrooms, it's literally like the movies. Like if I don't know if you ever like had a downward spiral while you're on shrooms, but that's usually what happens when I take shrooms. I just start going down a pit.
Yeah.
And like
That's pretty funny.
the last time I took it, which was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Oh, really?
I just started having these like echoes in my thoughts, and like it was like people's voices like echoing and getting more and more reverby, and just like voices like telling like, oh,
So
they
every
know
guys
who
you
you
guys
are.
do it with people.
Oh,
I never try it with anyone, like with someone. I just do it with myself.
The one time I've done it alone, I
Had a pretty bad trip.
I was like, I ended up like naked on my bed, like pulling the corners off.
Wait, this is not what is supposed to happen.
Honestly, I agree with that though, because every time I've taken shrooms alone, I'm naked in my bed.
Yeah, like it makes you a bit animalistic.
You ever
Yeah,
thrown
it
up on
does.
shrooms?
Huh?
You ever like puked on shrooms? That's a humbling experience, bro. You're there and you're throwing up, and like when you throw up, it's just you see red. Like your eyes are closed and you see red, and you feel like an animal who's just eating something bad in the wild. And you think it's gonna make you feel better, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, no.
It's like so humbling. You're like, I really have nothing here. Like,
The last time I had like something like that, where I had to vomit with like vodka.
oh shit, sorry.
It's alright. Sorry. And like I drink, I don't know, like when you mix milk with alcohol, it makes
it's
it
bad.
like you
It's
mix
bad.
it, you clumps it together, and
Yeah.
it makes you throw up. So I had like
it
a
coagulates. The milk coagulates in your
Yeah.
stomach. Like it starts to curd, and you feel it like. It's
so
bad.
I was like fuck drunk, and then one of my friends offered me to drink a guava drink with milk. It's a bit famous over there in Egypt. So we drank that, and after a while, I had like synapses of events and just throwing up. And like every time I wake up, and I'm in somewhere else.
That's intense.
Yeah.
I'm just like I keep messing with it.
Experiment
to see,
with
like,
it. You can
how
also,
I,
like,
the
should we-
most
Should we check if it's still recording?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, we just can't see it on the.
I mean the video. if it's
Yeah,
still recording.
here it's recording. We can check over there.
I'm just gonna be. I'm like really fucking anxious about this camera.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, we're good. I guess.
I mean,
I'm chilling.
still, at the end of the day, it's a podcast.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly.
For the audio.
So yeah, someone
Just
was
put a
gonna
picture of
just
us,
like
like-
leave the phone playing and on the background doing something on the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Who's gonna
Exactly.
like?
You watch other podcasts?
I honestly do, but some of them that do provide like visual content on it, like that would talk about like history or theories or
Okay, yeah.
conspiracy stuff. They would always like put some images or stuff that would be interesting to look at. But
Yeah.
The podcasts I listen to are always just like comedy ones, like
Oh.
Almost Friday or like Auntie Donna or like Basement Yard.
yeah.
It's just like dudes like making fart jokes and shit.
What got me to it is just like I was working and I was bored as fuck. So I would just like put headphones and just I would listen to a podcast while working, and it would take 3 hours of my shift. So
Yeah.
fuck yeah, that would be interesting.
No, yeah. That when I started listening to podcast. Okay, actually, when I started listening to podcasts, I was like watching the Misfits group. I don't know if you like with Swagger Souls, and then they were like, "Oh, yo, come listen to the Misfits podcast." And I was like, "I've never listened to a podcast. Let me try it." You know.
Yeah.
And I think it's literally the first episode. They start talking about how Swagger Souls ate a shroom truffle in, I think, Amsterdam.
Okay.
And then, oh no, it wasn't Swagger Souls. It was one of the other guys. But he ate a shroom truffle, and he just fucking went all the way out there. He was not there at all. And they were talking about like all the wild shit he was doing.
Also,
and saying
trying like drugs like that on a podcast would be interesting.
it would be interesting. Yeah.
I've always wanted to watch someone just take a trip into like DMT. You know what drug really interests me is Dartura.
Yeah.
And like I know Nick knows, 'cause I mention this all the fucking time, but like Dartura is this. Do you know what it is?
No.
Dartura is this drug. It's a deliriant, so it can only give you a bad trip, but it's like this really beautiful white flower. People find they take the seeds from it, and they have to like take the I forgot the term. It's like seed sacs or something, but there's like a million, 100, whatever seeds in this thing, and the lethal dose and the dose you take to like see things are like there's a very thin line.
Yeah.
So people take this amount, and they just go into this nightmare realm where it's like impossible, indistinguishable from reality. Like it'd be like right now if we're talking, you guys just disappeared. Like that. It's
Brings a motherfucker into limbo.
Oh yeah.
real.
There was something similar called ayahuasca, which is kind of like they get it from like multiple ways. I think you can extract it, but one of the ways you can get it from like a
plant.
frog,
Yeah, oh no.
like a frog skin that releases the like.
DMT, I thought.
Yeah, well, which is ayahuasca is kind of like a more potent.
Yeah, ayahuasca is like a natural.
Yeah,
natural
so
DMT.
it's kind of like well, it's kind of like DMT releases when you die. Also, so you.
That's how I take my DMT.
Is the dart frog trip the same as ayahuasca?
Maybe not. Maybe because it depends on like the.
We gotta go to the Amazon.
We gotta get fucked.
We're
by
actually playing
frogs.
Sheldon.
Fuck my frogs. Yo guys, what's the...
Log out. So, all right, getting into things. I want to know how you guys got into music.
Go ahead.
Like listening to music, or like
Listening to music,
like
or-
before you guys like
playing music?
hold like an instrument and decide this is what you guys
Listening?
want to do.
Well, my family, I don't know, my family just always listened and was around
Music.
dope music.
Okay, good.
And it's like my first memories at like 2 years old is me sitting there listening to like Michael Jackson, fucking the Thriller album.
Yeah.
And fucking my dad was into Limp Bizkit, my mom liked Linkin Park.
Oh, that's actually nice mix.
and they both were into like super old school hip hop,
Yeah.
like not super old school, but like Mos Def, Nas, Talib Kweli, Tribe Called Quest, Mobb Deep, things like that. Like
90s stuff.
yeah, like things with like a lot of like jazzy melody, really nice groove, and then like specifically like one of them, like Mos Def, he has the Get a Rock album, which he has a lot of hard rock on it. So it's like in a sense it's like super punk because he's taking what at the time was supposed to be super kind of separate, and with rap especially, it's like it would have been very stereotypical at the time to like be a black rapper from Brooklyn. But then like he took the Get a Rock album and he was like, yo, remember where the fuck this shit came from? And then he put hard rock instrumentals, and then he rapped over it, and it was super groovy and funky and like hard as fuck. And hearing that like was some of my first like, yo, this is where life is at. This is what life is supposed to be about, you know? Like people make music because it's one of the most expressive, most impactful form of self-expression.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like, for me, music was just always there, you know? And I was always interested in music. I never wasn't interested in music. I always tried to find different
music
types of
always
music.
was there in
It
your
was just
life.
always
and was
prevalent.
part of it. So when did you start picking an instrument and?
That's also kind of a hard question because there's like all the toy instruments and shit.
Yeah.
So like apparently, I don't remember this. I remember the drum kit. I don't remember this, but my dad and mom were like, "Yo, we bought you a fucking toy drum kit, and we thought you were gonna be a drummer. Like you just did it." And I was like, I am that nigga. So
Nice.
but yeah, and then there was that. They had this like little piano book where it would give numbers, and you would press the key and it would make a song.
Yeah.
Or like I fucking was in school and I started playing the recorder, and I was playing Legend of Zelda at the time, so I had the recorder and I'm like, yo, this is my ocarina.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my first instrument was like the 3DS, the Ocarina of Time. The little
My first instrument was the Ocarina of Time. So then immediately after playing the recorder, I was like, Dad, I need a fucking ocarina. And he was like, no, of course. Absolutely.
So you started with an ocarina, and then like after that, what do you play now?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah. So I went from ocarina,
Badman.
and then I didn't play anything, just listened to a lot of music and beatboxed a lot. Did a lot of shit with my voice, and
That's actually.
We're gonna get to your voice after, but I wanna know you. Like, what is your?
Before I get to that, that's actually like one of the things we like bonded over when we first met was like we both were like grew up beatboxing and shit,
Yeah.
which is really dorky, honestly, and like.
it is honestly really.
But we made it cool.
as fuck.
Beatboxing?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know how to beatbox?
Yeah.
I used to do that.
We
when
need a
I
couple
was
drinks
15,
first.
but-
I was that's funny. When I was 10, I was like learning how to dubstep beatbox, and then it kind of just stopped.
Bro,
you know?
during that time, like around 2013, maybe 2010 to 2013, the beatbox was like a big phenomenon.
It
Even
was a
the,
big
like,
thing.
Remember all those vines?
I remember
Yeah.
that maybe Britain had like a lot of the best
Beatboxers,
like
there's
live
that.
and
And then there's like the channels.
Swiss from-
Is it
not
Swiss
Scouser?
Beatbox on
Yeah.
YouTube? Swiss Beatbox on YouTube has a bunch of
that was
beatbox
like,
battles.
but I don't know why it died. Like it was.
Honestly, in my opinion,
didn't.
maybe it's just because I follow some of these like accounts. In my opinion, it never died.
It never died.
In my opinion, it never died. Maybe it's like not as prevalent on
Like
most
dubstep
people's
also,
social medias.
yeah, like similar to dubstep. Dubstep also like got kicked on with Skrillex and having like a big boom, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
When I was in high school, actually, more than beatboxing, I was really into the fucking pen tapping shit. You know, like the. Like,
Oh, okay.
My cousin used to do the pen tapping.
I would do that shit in class. I would annoy everybody, man. Oh yeah, so for music, for me, like my mom's side of the family they're all musicians. They all like went to music school for that, but it's all classical and stuff, like Chopin and stuff like that, like classical piano. Exactly. My dad was like, he idolizes Elvis Presley more than anyone else in the world. I think, like more than Jesus, maybe.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, like my dad's really into like that Johnny Cash and that kind of like old 50s bad boy sort of thing. But I did not really give a fuck about music, honestly, until I was like maybe 14 or something, 13. And like just for some reason, I guess because I was like entering puberty, I got really emotional all of a sudden, and I found like this, like it's always like embarrassing to admit because they're kind of like they're not. They don't have much street cred, but like 21 Pilots, you know?
21 Pilot.
Yeah.
21 Pilot was the band that I was gonna telling you about that I forgot the name. That did it on a like a background, like a.
Oh
like
yeah,
a
they did a back show.
Backyard.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
backyard.
Dude, I watched every single 21 Pilots video there is on YouTube from like I just know their whole conception, how they got to where they were. I don't know why, but it just became a hyperfixation of mine. And
yeah, I know that.
They
I had an iPad and like, you know, you have GarageBand on the iPad and stuff, and I remember like going on YouTube and finding out that like the shit that they make their music with was literally like GarageBand presets. Well, it's Logic, but similar presets. So I realized like I was like looking at what they were doing, and I was like, I could actually just do this. Like this makes sense.
Okay.
So then I just kept learning how to recreate their songs, and then through learning to recreate their songs, I really got into music. And so
So using like a software on a computer.
yeah, like I basically started off on like essentially like FL Studio and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then like, you know, I learned piano, and then one day at church there was like an old guitar that I just picked up, and I started playing that and playing Beatles songs.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of doing indie shit for like 7 years. When did we meet? Like, I was like 18. So like for like maybe like 5 years I was doing indie shit. And
We met after COVID.
well, anyways, for a while I was just doing indie shit and like posting it on SoundCloud. Posting on SoundCloud, and then like I've always wanted to be in a band, but I didn't know anyone because I was like homeschooled and shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I had similar shit to
Yeah.
homeschooling too.
and then I met Nick at work. We actually met at a party once, but like we didn't really talk.
Yeah,
then-
that was too fucked up to talk to.
He went. I woke up. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm Kevin. And this guy goes.
Oh.
That was the first interaction we ever had, and then I was like, "Alright, cool." Never spoke to him again. And then, like,
Literally this exact same face.
Oh.
And then like maybe 4 months later, he starts working at my job, and I was like, "You're that guy."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, I met you at that party. What was your name again?" "Oh, my name's Kevin." And I was like, "Oh, how long did you know?" He came with people that I knew from my high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, "How long did you know these people?" He's like, "I fucking grew up with them." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
That's good.
And then I literally at work, I kind of looked him up and down. And I was like, "You listen to metal."
But at that time, to be honest, at the time, the only metal I was listening to was like the regularly the only song I listened to, the only band I listened to was like Deftones or like
Okay.
Linkin Park. That's what we bonded over initially. But I also like some Meshuggah songs, and my brother was like really into like Black Dahlia Murder and Lamb of God. So I heard like some songs, but it was a bit. I was still in my 21 Pilots things, you know. I was like a bit more soft.
And then what really did it was Loathe.
Loathe. That's the fucking thing. So
One day I pulled up to work and I was like, "Yo, you listen to Deftones?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you know about Loathe?" And he kind of just gave me this face.
I was like, I didn't know anyone else who knew Loathe, because at that point they were just blowing up. They were just like
So I'm not familiar with the person. Who is he?
Loathe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Loathe they're a band from Liverpool,
Okay.
the Scousers, I think.
What genre?
They're like alternative metal, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like
So they're loud.
they're loud.
They're
They're
fucking
like
great.
they're metalcore,
Yeah.
metalcore influenced.
Oh,
I wouldn't
thing's
say
frozen.
Hmm?
Audio's frozen.
Hello. Help. What happened?
5.
Yeah.
So where were we?
That happens all the time when you just record by itself.
Check.
But we were talking about the band from
Loathe, yeah. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so so Loathe is like a band that gets compared a lot to Deftones because they kind of do the similar heavy music with soft vocals thing, but it's really a disservice to them because they just do so much more than that. Like they do the song "Gourd." Like you need to listen to that. I think I've shown you that before, honestly.
I'm gonna listen to it.
We saw them live, bro.
Oh, you saw them
li-
live in a live show.
Yeah, he saw them twice. I saw them once.
Yeah,
It's a good way also to get introduced to a band when you just like listen to them for the first time.
exactly, yeah. And then seeing them live after listening, like already their album mix,
Yeah.
like huge, you know?
Huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
I went to your guys like the guys other concert, and you guys the chemistry you guys had was very nice, by the way, and like you guys
respect.
shined on the stage.
We like to prelude before we go on stage.
Yeah.
So like, how did you guys come together in like forming the style itself of like your play? like this is gonna be our tone.
This is Kevin's music.
Okay.
No, don't say that.
No, shut the fuck up, Kevin. This is Kevin's music that he made before we started the band.
Okay.
He found some guys and he was like, hey, these are some things I'm working on. They were like, I like that. We worked on music together too, and I was doing vocals.
Okay.
And then like some of the songs that are in the band right now, I was like helping him work on before it started. And then they started the band. I had my own band, and then they were like, yo, we want you to feature. And I was like, okay. And then after that, they were like, yo, just stay in the band. And I was like,
don't go. It was like the morning after, you know? We were like, do you have to go?
Exactly. Like, literally the next day after the practice, they're like, hey, I was thinking.
But it was honestly, oh, I just peeked. Shit.
That's
It was
okay.
honestly, like, it was a really big discussion in the band. I don't know if I ever told you, but it was a really big discussion of like, well, because it's a big commitment to like add a new vocalist.
Yes. You
But,
guys
like-
also have to be all within like the.
And also,
mind.
Nick is a heavy motherfucker, you know. Like this guy in the band, yeah. Like I write really emo shit, you know, really soft stuff. Like I was writing the title fight, but by the time he was coming in, I was writing really like title fighty riffs. And then like you know, like I don't know, Nick is like one of my best friends, you know. And when we do music together, I just see a lot of like passion from him
That's very.
and a lot of like energy that I just really admire. And I just wanted that to be part of the band because I feel like it's regardless, like I can enjoy all kinds of music. I can enjoy soft music and heavy music, but like if I'm gonna be in a band, I want it to be something that's with my boys. I want to enjoy it, you know. So that was really what convinced me to like really like ask him to be in the band because I was honestly a bit nervous about it because I was like I know this is gonna be a big change, and it has been, and it's been. It's not been easy, but it's been worth it, you know. Like I just wrote a song the other night. It's like the heaviest shit I ever wrote, and I'm just so happy where it's going.
So you guys joined together. That was during you guys still studying, or you quit already? Like focus more on band.
At that point, we were out of school, I think. Yeah, we were both out of school.
Dropouts.
Yeah.
Dropped out twice.
I mean, like for having
Technically,
the
I did
balls
too.
of doing it, that's a big one because like it's kind of hard to take the decision of like this is not what I want to do, this is what I want to do,
It
and
is.
also like sit on yourself together and like I don't want to do school, I want to do this.
And it's also like a very big. There's a lot of pressure feeling like, holy, if I do this, like, am I gonna disappoint the people that are like providing for me right now?
Yeah.
And it's like,
You were talking last night about like your younger siblings and stuff.
yeah, exactly. Like, obviously everyone wants their family to do good.
Yeah.
You know, everyone wants their family to succeed. Everyone wants their family to be at a place where they don't have to worry about when their next fucking meal is gonna be. You know.
Of course, yeah.
And like, I don't think my family's worried about me. At the end of the day, I'm still working. I still make like enough money to provide for myself and fucking this kid. And then
I survived 7 months of unemployment because of this guy, bro. Like,
and then yeah, it's like you're in school and you're studying something that you think you're passionate about
Yeah.
and you're really interested in, and then as soon as you get there, you realize like, wow, I actually fucking hate everything about this, and I really don't want to fucking be here,
Yeah.
and I don't see a fucking future here.
Yeah.
I do see a future with music,
Yeah.
and it's my passion, and I know I can make fucking money from it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, one day I was like basically going through a fucking breakdown, doing homework, and my dad was like, is this what you like? Do you want to do this? Like, you don't have to do this. And I was like, Dad, I want to make fucking music. And he's like, go fucking make music. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, and then I was like, yeah, man, that's fucking sick. Like, I'm gonna go. And then I started dying of thirst. And then while I was in dying of thirst, I was like, you know what? Science is cool, and I think it's awesome. I don't want to fucking do it. Like, I'm like, fuck that, bro. Like, so.
So which program were you before you dropped it?
I was still doing prerequisites. I did like my in high school I was in a program where they didn't give me my science leaving,
Okay.
and I just had like regular math. So I had to get my grade 11 science, and then I had to get high science math and technical high science.
Okay.
And when I was taking those prerequisites, like I was doing it,
But you were hating yourself.
and I was hating myself for it. Like, I'm doing it, and they're like, this is this is the fucking decomposition cycle. Make a project about it. And I'm sitting there literally cussing like, bro, I was doing this shit in fucking grade 9. You're telling me I'm in college and they're telling me to do a fucking project about decomposition cycle? Motherfucker, things die and then things eat it and they decompose. Fuck
Live
you.
with it.
You know this. You're the teacher from now on.
Why do you need to be explained to you? You fucking studied this for years.
I came here so that you can explain this to me. No, but college teachers are pieces of shit, and you're like the most laziest fucking people I've ever met on the planet, and you should honestly
I
fucking do
feel
your
like
jobs
they
better.
just have like an authority problem. They just have a power, and they were
It's-
dick to when they were a kid, I guess. So
I've
they just
from-
want to do the same. When they
Is it okay if I smoke?
Yeah, go ahead.
From people I've know who go to university, it seems to be more of a CGIP problem, because people who teach CGIP, for some reason, they like, I get that like some students are like really immature and they just don't want to be there and they're disrupting class, whatever, but they really treat a group of like adults like they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And like that was part of the reason why I dropped out, is because I just felt so fucking like, I had my last semester of Vanier, I had like 3 classes only. In each class, the teachers would just spend the whole class like complaining that the students weren't involved. Instead of just teaching the fucking program, they're there and they're like, well, I studied years for this, so
What
here
pisses
we
me
go.
off the most about that is like, how are you gonna be doing your most fucking half-assed job possible and then be upset that the kids aren't interested in?
Yeah, they don't have any fucking
I noticed
passion.
that this whole situation, or like the engagement lost after the COVID. Like by coincidence, I would talk with it with some of my teachers, or like my
Pretty like all
professors.
around.
But
the
like
system.
all of them got fucked up more after the COVID. Like you got 2 years or maybe up almost 3, give or take, with like mask, everyone having it on their face, and
Yeah.
nobody talks with each other, no eye contact, no anything. And then all of a sudden everyone is back to again,
Yeah.
and nobody talks about it.
Nobody. Yeah, exactly. Nobody really talks about it like that. Everybody kind of forgot how to live outside of their home.
Yeah.
Like getting on the bus after COVID was the most annoying fucking thing possible. Like everybody crowded at the door. Like you guys don't know what the fuck a line is anymore.
Yo, honestly though, because I was homeschooled growing up, I was doing Zoom classes like since I was 8. So like I was ready when COVID happened. Everyone just were like, "What the fuck? To be inside Zoom classes?" And this was just my life. So I was just like, "Welcome to my world, bitches. This is why I'm suicidal. Like fucking deal with it, you know." So COVID didn't affect me that way, but it was like, what bummed me about COVID was that I was like just getting to the age where I was gonna start going out and go to live shows and stuff, and I just got fucking neutered. I still went to live shows. Don't get me wrong.
I turned 18 when the lockdown happened. The first
I was like
time.
16, yeah.
I turned 18 when the lockdown happened. That's when the SQDC was opening up.
Oh,
that's true, yeah.
And imagine this. I'm hotboxing my friend's shed, right? We're on our phones. All I hear is, yo, weed store's opening up. Weed store's up? What? Weed store? When? February this day. Oh my God. I turned 18 on February 11th.
Oh shit.
February 11th? No. I think it was either the 9th or 10th. The 9th or 10th rode up. We're all chilling. One of them checks the news on the SQDC again, and they're like, yo, they just changed the law from 18 to 21.
Yeah.
Also, lockdown's happening, and so, like, we can't go to the show.
I remember.
Is it
birthday? My
well,
friend.
you couldn't get it from Oka, like, and the reservatives, they sell it.
I didn't know Oka existed.
I mean,
man.
yeah, we could have, but like nobody was driving at the time. One of us was driving at the time, and like
There's no
he-
delivery. It's
yeah.
not easy.
Exactly. He was like, I don't want to go there all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to go to Oka all the time unless you're like a fan of doing it. You know.
We used to,
Yeah.
when I was like, when COVID was just happening, my friends were 18 and I was like a bit younger than them. I wasn't old enough to go to the weed store, but I work on the weed store, the SQDC, and
This is very important. It's about the music.
the moment that they,
'Cause all of this shaped the music.
yeah, it does, dude. The amount of times we've spent just like I put music on, I'm high as fuck, and I'm just like sitting there listening like this. I'm just like,
That's what the best.
that's how you grow.
That's how you grow as a person.
Yeah.
You fucking have a breakdown. You're sitting there high as fuck, crying, listening to your best fucking songs that weren't even
Honestly,
made
when
by
I
you.
started with like smoking weed and listening to music, this is when I started to feel the music.
When you
and
feel the
lyrics.
music.
Do drugs.
Now,
Kids, do
not so
drugs.
much. No, not so much. Like maybe if I listen to a new band, but like I'm an old soul, so right now the new set that comes out, I don't listen to.
It's just generic.
It feels like AI.
It basically is. And then there's no like
Flat.
Even the most like the music where everybody's right now is like this is the most impactful soulful thing that's ever came out. It came out in like I don't know how many fucking years. I listened to it and I'm like, this is exactly the same song that came out last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that. If you forgot those artists, it's probably because they were
not
boring.
irrelevant. They're irrelevant.
I'm really like into producing and like engineering and stuff. So when I like listen to a song, I'm really paying attention to the mix, and I feel like music that's coming out right now. Like I remember like people used to talk about the loudness wars. You ever heard about that?
Loudness wars?
So like early 2000s, when digital compression became a thing, people started cranking music like as loud as it could be, like in the mix. So all the dynamics were being lost, and so some songs like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, California.
Californication.
That song. I think that whole song is like brick walled. Like if you look at the waveform, it's just a line. So there's no dynamics, no quiet parts, no loud parts. It's all loud.
Okay.
I-
This is alien technology to me, by the way, like the whole engineering. the sound.
I feel like nowadays though, music, like I don't understand. It feels like we're going through another cycle of that because the music I listen to now, that's especially like heavy metal, and I fucking love heavy metal.
Yeah.
But the music that's like modern heavy metal, just the mix feels super fucking flat to me, to the point where it's like nothing is like poking out to you because it's just a brick wall. Like there's no like elements of it that are like hitting you in the gut or anything. It's just like
just nice
just gotta
music
listen to Fall.
sometimes, but like it
it's always got a good mix, huh?
doesn't stick with you.
But that's like Loath. Loath has a great fucking mix, and they're not brick walled. They have a really like deep rubbery sound, which is really cool. I haven't heard it like that. It's like they use baritone guitars, which are basically like a regular guitar put down an octave, essentially. So it's like a bass, playing guitar bass, you know?
Yeah, they have a sound that really like every time you're listening to them, it's like you can't help but to feel it inside of your entire face. Your entire face, your entire
I feel it in my
chest.
gut.
Your gut?
I feel like right here, my stomach.
Yeah. So like for me, the only band that got this to me was like Pink Floyd, but
That makes
but
sense.
because I was grow up with like listening to them with my dad, he would like he had like a nice sound system at the house, and he would like play the film or the music itself that they made, and kind of like the mix between rock, blues, that kind of like softer, like they call it now space psychedelic rock. So
It really is.
that would stick with me.
I never really got into Pink Floyd, but I listened to Dark Side of the Moon. I listened to The Wall. It didn't like stick with me like that, but I understand the importance of them.
Listen to it on shrooms.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Maybe you
need
would
to be high.
understand the lyrics in a different way.
I think I need to be high for
I
that.
fucking hated Pink Floyd. No, I didn't hate Pink Floyd, but I was like, growing up, everyone's like, you have to listen to Pink Floyd. So I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'd say the same, honestly.
So one day, this kid that I used to hang out with, we hooked up with my buddy Julian. And,
Shout out Julian.
shout out Julian, he's fucking sick. The nerdiest
Love you,
motherfucker
baby.
you'll ever met. And then so like we link at Julian's house, and the plan was we're gonna take a shroom trip
Yeah.
and just like watch trippy shit and like listen to music basically. And that guy we were hanging out with at the time, he was like, yo, have you guys ever listened to Pink Floyd on shrooms? And being how I was at that time, I was like, yo, fuck Pink Floyd. If you put that shit on, I'm fucking leaving. I don't care. I'm like, I've heard that shit so many times, bro. I don't fucking care anymore. Like, if you want to put it on, put it on. I'm not listening.
Yeah.
And then we started our trip. Everything was feeling
So
all
which album
loosey-goosey.
you guys listened to? Or was it like shuffled?
I think it was Dark Side of the Moon from start to finish.
It's gotta be the first one. That's just the most iconic one.
And
Or The Wall.
We were sitting there not tripping. We probably took like 2 G's each.
Okay.
And I like kind of just laid back on the couch and I closed my eyes. And the guy we were hanging out with, he got super excited. He was like, "Oh, wait, listen." And I opened my eyes again. I don't know what song this is, but they have this song that feels like it's like the entire time. Their whole song feels like
It's
a
all
vibration.
like electronic music only. Like it's.
No, I don't know.
Is there a lady screaming in it?
I don't remember. It's a Pink Floyd song. I just remembered that the whole
It kind of
instrumental.
sounds like this a little bit, or like a washing machine going fast and fast and fast.
No, it was like kind of melodic. It was really melodic, and it felt like a wave the whole time, like up and down. and it felt like the music the entire time was just going.
Listen to Amagama after that. It's an older album they made, and it's kind of like all psychedelic. They used to take acids and psychedelic as fuck. Like they had a friend called Sid Barrett who took like acid until he got fired.
Wasn't he the original singer?
He is the original singer. He is the who created Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I don't know. I never was super into Pink Floyd's music, but I was really into Sid Barrett as just how he looked. He just looked cool. Like very dark eyeshadow, I think, or something. I get really inspired by the way people look. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, it is. That is also a form of self-expression, you know. Like as a kid who's homeschooled and doesn't like go out very much, you don't have the chance to like dress yourself and express who you are.
Dude, in high school I wore the same fucking.
I think it makes you original though, because like you're not that attached or affected by the other people around you. So like, you're not gonna listen to Taylor Swift and wear the similar clothes as people that listen to her or stuff like that. You're gonna have your own style.
It was very weird transitioning to CEGEP after being homeschooled, and like I was really excited by it initially. Like the first day in Dawson, like I met this group of people, and like we became friends for like a semester, and it was really exciting. But like, holy shit, that shit takes you for like when you're not prepared for that, like you just get yourself in the most random situations because you don't know how to read people. You don't know how to like, like now I can like if I meet someone, I know okay I can keep my distance from you. But when I'm just meeting people, I'm like you're weird, but like. I was taught to like accept everybody, so I'm just gonna hang up you and then get hurt later by that and shit like that.
The life of a Christian.
Yeah, man. Shout out Christian.
Shout out Christianity. You fucked a lot of things up for a lot of people.
Oh. I remember
my parents will be watching this.
How we met. I think like we were doing like night classes. We were in I think French class or was it?
Oh yeah, so we met.
Yeah. During like
Dawson.
Yeah, during like
you were like one of the first people I met outside of my little schools I went to when I was like growing up. But like my first like real life experience, you're like one of the first people I met actually.
Yeah.
We almost had a band together.
But I think like I couldn't get like hooked up on the music. I had a guitar at the time, and we were like met to do like studio practice and see. He was playing good. I wanted to get into it, but I don't know what. Like it's a problem that I have that is like I start something. And I don't complete it until the end. So like I would get really interested in music. I would start listening or like learning. But when it comes to theoretical learning it, like learning the music theory and all of that, fuck no. I would get music and like memorize the tabs of it, like or the notes of it. But
that's how we learned for sure. We don't know any theory. I mean, I know theory like I can't put words to it, but I know because theory is just putting words to stuff that is you learn from just doing music. Like our other bandmates, they're jazz kids, you know.
Didn't know the theory. Frank Sinatra didn't know like music theory, and he was.
But like I'm just saying, like we have like Nico and Thomas and Matisse who are in our band. They all went to Concordia and Vanier for music, so they know theory for jazz. Well, they make them learn jazz there, but they all know theory, and it's funny. We'll be like playing together, and they'll be like, "You're not playing the flat two right. You're not playing the second third."
we'll be trying to teach them a song, and then our bassist will be like, "Yo, Nico, what was that?" And then Nico would be like, "All right, so basically, when you hit the flat seven, you're gonna want to hit the ionic,
the ionic bridge,
Aeolian major Phrygian, and you're gonna
the Aurelian bridge is. You want to quantize it all, make sure it's just.
It's like those three are sitting there like, yeah, bro, okay, now I understand. Now I know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. And literally, me and Kevin are sitting there, and we look at each other, and we're like, all right, so from the top.
So it's 1 and then 5 and then 1 and then 5.
Yeah. So when you go from the D to the A, and then you're like, yeah, bro, what he said.
Exactly. That's what we've been saying. That's what we've been saying this whole fucking time.
But what makes it?
So you guys like taught each other pretty much. Like,
we didn't teach each other, but we taught ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I taught myself, he taught himself.
I taught myself, he taught himself.
He taught me how to play My Own Summer, that's it. And how to scream a little bit.
Did I teach you how to play My Own Summer?
Yeah. Because you taught Sauna, and then I was like, Sauna can do that? I need to do that.
Oh, that's true.
Shout out Sauna.
Shout out Sauna, it's my partner, you're gorgeous, I love you.
So like, okay, talking about, so you guys work in the same band, and what made you want to do, like, become the singer of it? You're the singer of the band?
Yeah.
Both of you, I think you guys sing together.
Well, I was doing vocals originally because we couldn't find anyone else who could do vocals, and like my vocals were okay, and I feel like they're getting better now. But
definitely,
Nick is just has always been doing vocals his whole life. Like he's just a loud guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's played rugby, bro. This guy's got like fire in his spirit. You know?
Yeah, like in football too. I used to start the chants for football and like D what D fats D what, and it's because literally my voice just reached the crowd at 14, and if I went D what, the crowd would go D what. So it was like
So yeah,
cool.
Nick playing with Dying of Thirst, which is his other band.
Yeah.
I saw him live a few times, and like I knew Nick could scream, but like seeing in the context, I was like, okay, this guy's actually like the dude. So I mean, we all played with them, and then
dude.
I'm sorry, but
No, it's just funny. I don't know. When people talk about me this way, it's like I don't know. Like it makes me smile, but it also makes me laugh because it's like
Who the fuck
shut
are you
the fuck
talking
up.
about?
Like,
this guy's
thank you,
humble,
but
he's-
no.
he's
Like
well, he was okay, and I just thought like we could, if he was in my band, he could be better.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking, really.
He saw potential.
Oh, by the way, you still talk to that girl that we met at the class. Because I remember when we both met, it was me, you, and another girl.
Was it a black girl?
No, it wasn't. I never dated a black girl.
I knew a lot of girls, man. I don't know who you're talking about.
There was like a Moroccan girl, I think.
Oh, dude, I know there's someone. I'm so sorry.
The problem with during night classes, you might make a lot of friends, but after you finish
Yeah,
night
you're gone.
classes, you fucking remove.
Moroccan?
Yes.
What color was her skin?
White.
She was white Moroccan.
Yeah. She had glasses.
I'm sorry if you're watching this. I don't remember your name.
Anyway, she was cool.
All
right.
Did we ever hang out, the three of us together?
A little bit.
What did we do?
Walk.
Were you in a? Because what class did we have together? French,
I
right?
guess French, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I remember me and you, we shared 2 classes together.
We had French and we had like
English. Right?
English, and that's how we learned how to speak to each other.
Yeah.
French and English.
Before.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, monsieur?
C'est bon. I took.
Where was it you're from again?
I'm from Egypt.
Egypt. Yeah, he came here. He was only speaking Arabic. Didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know how to communicate to anyone. Went to French class and English class with you and taught each other
Fuck,
how to
coming
speak.
here actually.
He only knows how to
adapting.
speak Gaelic.
Yeah, utoracha.
What the fuck?
That means ice cream. When I was I had a concussion when I was a kid, and I was in the hospital for like a week, and these like 2 clowns came in and they were like,
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
my mom was like, "Oh fuck, is he okay?"
The band with the Make-A-Wish kid.
And they came in and they were like you know doing their shit, and they were like, "Do you?" For some reason, the topic of Irish, like my mom being Irish and me being Irish, got brought up, and they were like, "Do you know any Irish?" And I was like, "Utaracha," and they pulled out a fucking ice cream cone. They were like, and I was just like, "Oh my god,
Holy fuck!
and that's how I knew God was real.
Yeah,
So
bro.
you spoke a different language when you got.
It's just those 2 words.
Oh, shit.
But I get you by it in Ireland.
It's real words.
Yeah, in Ireland they don't speak Gaelic. Like it's the official language, but it's like they don't speak it casually.
It's basically an indigenous language that has been lost.
I
Or is
heard.
being
But it's on every sign and everything. Like it's still there. They don't
That's-
conversate with it.
Yeah.
So is it like what, or like originates from Latin, like English, or is it?
I don't know the history. It's probably
Oh.
Germanic of some sort.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
I feel like it would probably be Germanic.
I mean, if you go even further back, it's like Indo-European.
Drop
You
that
know?
on
If you want to go that far back.
Take that with a grain of salt.
I think like the Mesopotamian area,
Yeah.
somewhere there.
Yeah,
You ever read the Epic of Gilgamesh?
I
Great read.
I read the story, but not the full story. Like I know what.
So you're not like a real fan.
So basically,
But I
towards
listened
the
to the
end of the
music
story,
too. I listened to the music of the like the Epic of Gilgamesh itself.
There's music for it.
Oh shit!
Damn, I didn't know that.
basically towards the end of the story, they talk about how he started migrating to Ireland.
Ireland.
Really?
No.
That is so fucking
I
funny.
thought it was like a gay friendship. to be
The
honest.
proud nation of Ireland.
The proud nation of Ireland.
I'm really pissed. This guy's a better Irish accent than me, and he's literally not. I mean, his last name's Irish, but like he's not Irish.
My last name is Innes. That's an Irish last name.
Innes.
My mom's from Dublin, bro.
Dublin.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does Innis mean?
I wouldn't know. I had a Scottish friend over PlayStation, and I had an Australian friend over PlayStation. That both of them were like, Anas, do you know where you get your name
Wait,
from?
Anas or Innis?
Innes.
Okay.
But they said Anas because it's just like
Because Anas
how they
is an
speak.
Arabic name.
Anas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
How is it spelled?
Anas.
A-N-A-S.
Pretty much, or A-N-N-S.
Oh wow. My name is spelled Inniss, and my sibling's father. Well, I'm from my dad's from Barbados, where I get that name from. My sibling's father, he's from Jamaica, and he has the last name Ennis.
But you
which is
gotta know that the
E-N-N-I-S.
names
Mom has a type.
sometimes change from culture to culture. Like you have Jesus, and you have Jesus, but his like Jewish name is.
In English, it's Joshua.
Well,
I've heard that at least.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Josh. Yeah, that makes sense.
I grew up with.
Damn, niggas named Josh are really him.
Yeah. I had a friend growing up. His name was Josh, and that's how I learned that.
Wait, Joshua is not from Jacob.
No, Jacob is Jacob.
And Jacob is Yakub.
Yakub.
So it's not Yeshua.
That's also a name that's used a lot in the Caribbean. Yakub.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what name I really like is Lyra. 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 If I ever had a daughter, I'm gonna name her Lyra.
My sister is Lara, which is similar. So, what is you guys' plans for the future? So, you guys having?
Hey, we have a song coming out Wednesday, Morphine. Unless this is already out, then it's been out. In which case, go stream it.
On Spotify.
Actually,
Spotify,
I want
Apple.
to hear that, but
Yeah, we'll play that for you.
Yeah,
Spotify,
that's-
Apple Music.
That's actually kind of good because the sound's gonna come.
Cool. If you played it from the computer, it'll.
it's gonna show in the recording.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well, let me send it to you then.
Yeah.
And while that's happening, I will.
Can you do it on on WhatsApp?
Can I email it to you? And then email like a Drive link to you?
Sure.
Okay. Because like I only have it on Drive.
We'll
you know
be
you're from-
right back with you guys.
So you know you're from Egypt.
Yeah, so
Give it to me on WhatsApp, man.
Yeah, because we don't use other shit. We just use WhatsApp,
That's so true.
Instagram.
My mom's has like an Irish family group chat, and it's called like Hog Mas. Like you can find it. It's basically in Gaelic means like kiss my ass.
That's funny. From what I've realized or like witnessed, a lot of like Middle Eastern and South Asian. That's pretty funny. A lot of Middle Eastern and South Asian people use WhatsApp to communicate.
Yeah.
For me, like on my indigenous side, Inuit people, they use we use a lot of Facebook. Facebook.
Over there in Egypt, they use Facebook too. Like
really?
Facebook's still pretty much alive.
Okay, yeah.
Even for some as like a main source of news,
No,
which is
literally.
bad.
Like as soon as I like visited my grandmother's home community, she was like, "Yo, join these Facebook groups. Make sure you know what's happening in the town." And I'm like, "Okay." And it's like literally as soon as you join, they tell you everything that's happening. They're like, "Fucking sale happening here tomorrow."
So when did you use like social media or like started using Facebook? Or
I
you have
think
Facebook?
I was in grade 3 when I started using Facebook.
So age, how old is that?
I think I was 8.
8.
Yeah, I was 8.
No, shit,
Yeah,
that's
I was
the same
8.
age.
Really?
I was like.
I don't think I'm able to export it because I don't think I have data anymore. I can't download it.
I have data.
You have it? I'm gonna check on the.
One, two. Damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They have you suicidal when they say it's over. Mounts and I was riding around the park. Oh, you had my heart. We will love each other.
Yeah, I can roll.
What if that was what the song was about?
What if that's what the song was about?
Rolling?
Yeah.
Roll.
Rolling, I'm pretty sure we're just about being badass and like stealing people's shit. Because it starts, this guy mistakes him as a valet. And he just gives him the keys and he goes, and then that's when he goes, "Alright, partner, you know what time it is. Just keep on rolling, baby." I think it's really just about going with it.
Some ants on my shit, yo.
So have you guys tried like different styles of music?
We do everything, bro.
Yeah.
We've done fucking
We did reggaeton.
That's where's your glasses? Kevin.
Oh, this is Kevin's glass. My glass is right here.
Can I wash it?
You have the water here.
I can go to the kitchen. I just don't want to drink.
So you know he was raised in the city.
Bro, I'm sorry, but like,
It's honestly so nice. Bro, when I was in Iqaluit And they said, yeah, we're gonna get our water from this fresh water spring. I went, yo, yes, sir. They gave me that hose and up inside the stream, and they're like, yo, just fucking drink it from the hose. You'll see it's the best water you'll ever take. Yo, that water was so good. And then I got back.
Shout out to apple juice.
Shout out to which one is that? The tradition pure apple juice.
Bro, I'm addicted. I don't know why. I just shut it all.
Because it's the fucking pure sugar, dude. The natural sugar. That's crazy. It's like a whole different tobacco too.
I got this one from Qatar. I was going.
Qatar?
Yeah, from I was coming back from Egypt, so I was doing connection there. Stayed like 20 hours. So I want to go like outside and see Qatar. It's so fucking small, man.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like so like everything is brand new. Everything is like very nice in the sense of like highway buildings wise, kind of like similar to Dubai.
Okay.
But doesn't have a lot of people. Most of them are from India or Bangladesh.
Yeah, I heard that. A lot of them are.
They work
Bengali.
over there, yeah. But man, taking decisions, that's hard.
It is. Especially when you feel like it's something you have to do, and you're trying to decide not to.
Because right now I'm in interior design, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-year program, but I didn't take it in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some of the classes, it's like very hard, and kind of like most of the people they get like kicked out or fail the classes. So every semester, like half of the class is gone.
Okay, yeah.
You can take it. So my kind of like my grades are I'm like halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I'm between either just quit, do something else, which is gonna be what?
Yeah.
Because I want to do something in design, but it's kind of like CJAP experience itself. It sucks your soul.
It does.
Like you would have a good teacher here and there, but just one nigga that was gonna fuck your whole future up, and like nobody can do anything.
Like I swear, like
It's also a really lonely experience.
Yeah, it does.
Like I've gone through like a lot of different depression, but CJAP, the CJAP depression, the way it drains you of your entire fucking existence, it's fucked up. Like, and then on top of that, they're like, oh, here's an unmanageable workload that you're gonna have to deal with, even if you're
And
like
also like
a
stop
part-time
being a little
student.
bitch.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like the thing is also like being a little bitch is like you see some people that do it and pass no problems, and other people that are kind of like are worse than you, and you're kind of in the middle.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like, do I quit, do something else, or keep going and hope to not kill myself?
For real.
Alright, it's sending. Let's see how it goes.
My first guitar cigarette.
Yeah.
Tar cigarette? What's that?
He got the tobacco from Qatar.
Yeah,
But it's Camel, like Camel, it's American.
You got me that Persian cigarette. Oh no, it was Marlboro's, wasn't it? No, what was it? We smoked that cigarette when we were job applicating. We were applying for jobs.
Yeah, that's from Qatar too.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much.
It's different.
It's really strong. Thing. I'm a little pussy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is strong. This one's strong.
Flavor is really strong.
You only wanna do you dirty. Oh, look at that old ass picture of me, bro. That's when I was like 16.
I
had the same haircut.
Yeah. I just think that was my best picture. My mom took that photo of me at breakfast.
That's why it's your best picture, is because you felt like your
I love
mom
my
loved you.
Shout out my mom.
You felt the love from your mom in that exact moment.
Are we still recording?
We are.
Okay. Love you, mom.
Love you, mom. Love you, Sinead. Thanks for accepting me in your house.
Sorry for the things about Christianity.
We love Christian.
I'm sorry you're a Christian and have to hear me say that. Although I'm not sorry that I said those things.
It's going there.
You know the history.
But the thing is, like Christianity,
Irish.
it's long. Like the history itself is like either Catholic, Orthodox, or like.
My mom has a story. She was raised like, you know, very Catholic Ireland. So it's like her school was like a bunch of nuns and stuff.
and she told me a story that like when she was young, like she noticed that all the Protestant people, they had when they kneel down to pray, they have like little things to their knees on the floor.
Okay.
And she was like talking to the nuns like, why did they get that? And the nun was like, well, you know, Protestants like they're gonna be kneeling in hell anyway, so they might as well get ready for that.
Fuck. Paper just flew.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
It was like a
I roll.
paper.
I roll with it. I roll with government paper.
Fuck them niggas. Quebec, if you're watching this, fuck you, nigga.
Shout out to Quebec.
SD Quebec.
Câlisse, est-ce que tu manges? Mange la fucking merde, Québec. Fuck you, tabarnak, est-ce qui est
So you
câlisse.
guys, all your life lived here in Quebec, right?
Yeah. Yes and no. All my life I have lived here in Quebec, but for like 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I was in Ottawa,
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you prefer? This one or
Quebec. Okay, not Quebec,
Yeah.
Montreal.
Montréal.
Montreal.
Montréal. We made that. That's our little gang sign from Montreal. Montréal.
I
Montreal.
literally live under a rock. I don't know what the fuck are you guys talking about.
Literally. Okay, so there's this song about like UK gang life,
Yeah.
and he's like the line is ask him where he's from. He's not a Scouser. He said Merseyside.
Ask him where he's from.
Ask him where he's from. He's not a Scouser.
Merseyside.
Exactly. So we're listening to it and we hear ask him where he's from. He's not a Scouser. He said Merseyside. And then I started like making fun of it. Like he said
Took like a
Merseyside.
meme.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't remember when, but like a while back, we started doing this thing like Montréal, Montréal, because there's Montreal.
Because the sign that you're making the same way as you would make a taxi sign.
So
over there in
I
Egypt.
was
So
going
that's
like
how-
this.
This is taxi.
Yeah, that's
I
how
was
it's
going like
crazy.
this. I was like, this is east side.
East side, yeah.
This is west side.
Yeah.
This is Montreal.
Oh.
And then he's like, he goes like this. And then I'm like, Montreal.
Montréal.
Montreal.
Because like that's like what the Montreal scene feels like. It's like a bunch of dudes, like especially like I'm gonna say it, you know, the hip hop scene is fucking dudes going out and they're dressed like all goofy, but like no one knows them, bro.
Yeah, the Montreal hip hop scene is kind of
We're
weird.
at this fucking
most
like
of them work in construction somehow. Like
Dude,
that's
the guys
racist.
that I see like. Yeah,
No.
I want to be in the construction of it. I feel like.
you don't do construction, man. You're too young for that.
You think
You have too much creative energy in you to do construction.
What are you talking about?
You'll be tired, bro.
Do you know how many? Do you
I
know how
am
many,
already tired, man.
You know how many artists are blue collar workers?
Okay, but look at Vlad. Vlad was gonna be our drummer, and then he's full time working now.
He's full time work
But
now,
is he
but
making good money though?
You're making money, but like if you want to be creative, it's hard to bounce that.
yeah, that's true.
I
But
tell you what, I'm not lying, but like when I went into like my program, what we do is just painting and art stuff.
Mhm.
I hardly paint anything or touch a pen or want to do anything creative after I joined that program. It's kind of like it sucks you when you have to do it constantly.
School's a scam.
Dude, establishment, especially establishment meant to teach you or meant to, no, like institution directly kills soul and passion. Once you are put in an institution for your passion, it's going to suck you drive that passion to the point where you're never going to want to do it again.
Yeah.
It's really weird because like I you know, say for example like my mom's like offered me to like, cause my mom runs a school. No, I'm okay, thank you. My mom's offered me to like join her school once to like be a teacher because she runs a school.
For music or for like regular
Online school.
Okay.
And she was like, you can do a music class if you want. And like I thought about it, but like
You don't know theory.
I don't know theory first of all, but also
But
it's
you know
like
how to make yourself
I know how to produce
sound
stuff.
good.
Yeah, but then he would be.
The point is, though, like-
teaching the kids how to write his music.
the point is though, the thing about music and art is that it's such like a personal thing. It's a fucking battle. It's like it for me. Like I write at my lowest. Like I for me to like write something at least that I like,
You have
it
to
really
feel it.
I really have to feel it, and it has to. It's a lot of
Turmoil.
turmoil, which is kind of you know, it's kind of like stereotypical, I guess say when you're.
It's literally turmoil and distress.
It's the stress and feeling like you're running out of time, feeling like everything you've done has been for nothing, and then just being like making something that just feels like a cry for help.
Yeah.
And that's just like that's how I write music.
Yeah.
So trying to teach that to a class of students is like kind of weird, you know?
That actually comes to a point in my head. I was gonna ask you, Nick, like, how do you sing with like such loud noise? Like your vocals is hard. So like, how you get the emotions from like? I presume you don't write the lyrics. It's given, right? Or who?
I write the lyrics.
You write the lyrics.
Kevin's wrote the lyrics for the other songs.
Okay.
For the songs that I've been a part of, like any. Okay, not true. Majority of the choruses for like the newer songs that they were writing before me,
Yeah.
like those were songs that didn't have set lyrics.
Okay.
So while he was writing the lyrics, there was still room to write
We
lyrics.
played so many shows where we just mumble shit
Yeah.
because we don't have lyrics.
Like the song that I played like at the last show you were at. The second song the second song that we played, Flurry of Moths, is a song that I wrote completely without lyrics.
Okay, but it's just that you feel the emotions, though.
But I know I feel what
I
is
feel
there.
like what you want to
And
say.
exactly, and it gives me a flow. So then I just mumble the flow.
Actually, there, I don't know if it's an actual like a new field in music where like they make a lot of. It exists a lot in Egypt, where there is a lot of people would like bands would do like a reggae style or even like a rap style or even like that, and they would use mumble. They would use mumble language a lot. And it's like stuff that doesn't mean shit, but
Yeah.
like every time, like bro,
Yeah,
I
bro,
feel
like-
you, bro. I feel you, bro. Like
No, I
I cannot tell
completely
what
understand
he's
that.
saying, but you
Exactly.
can feel it.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that.
like dying.
Like, bro, when I first got into, like, when I was getting into like harder styles of metal, and first got into like metalcore and shit, like I had no fucking clue what they were saying majority of the time. Especially when you get towards like deathcore and
Yeah.
they start like doing lows and shit. Like one of my favorite songs, the guy goes, and I was like, yeah.
I don't know what he's saying, but he's spitting.
And then I search up the lyrics, and he literally says shrill, whispers, constant, hurting my consciousness. And like he just says it's just like random shit that sounds dark.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it means something to him, I don't fucking know. I didn't write the song. But the words that he's saying, some of them I'm like, this is some real ass shit. Other ones just seem like dark words put next to each other to make a sentence.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck yeah, whatever. And then I listened to the lyrics and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But then the more and more, like, you know, you hurt yourself as a child, the more and more you're like, okay, no, I understand this now. But
So you kind of like understand most of these music after you experience some of the trauma.
yeah.
Dude, I remember my first heartbreak just changed the way I perceived love songs so much. Like I remember like I had like a girlfriend for like 2 years, and then like I was like, you know, I listened to any fucking song that had featured about breakup or something, you know. I can't, like, I'm trying to think of a funny example, but anyways, when as soon as
Anything by Sleeping with Sirens. Anything by
but
Priest
like
Veil.
all these songs, bro, they just unlock a whole new. When you go through your first heartbreak, it feels like you unlock a new part of the map. You know, like
Yeah.
you just understand all these lyrics so much more now. You're like, holy, that's what they're talking about. Fuck that feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I get my inspo from for my lyrics is a whole lot of lived experience. I'm Black Indigenous. My dad's from Barbados. You didn't know that, bro? No, I'm saying. You're black. So my dad's from Barbados. My mom's half black, half Inuit from Iqaluit, Nunavut. Shout out Iqaluit.
I almost
That would honestly make sense too. Shout out Iqaluit. Get some of the best fish from there. And Kangasuk. Shout out Kangasuk.
Shout out Oxtail,
Shout out Oxtail.
Gold Curry.
Yo, I gave this kid oxtail for the first time. I was like, yo, you know now I'm oxtail. I want to give you
Wagwan.
and it changed him forever. But yeah, so like growing up, a lot of my Bajan family are still in Barbados, so like I don't know most of them. And my grandmother ran away from up north to here with my mom and my aunt. And
Was
then,
there like a war or stuff, or just fuck this place?
very silently. So like the Cold War,
Okay.
America was afraid that
Russia.
was going to come through the north.
Yeah.
So they put this line of a radar system line all across the Canadian North to Greenland to Alaska.
Yeah.
And while they were doing that, it was still, they had the policy in their military separate but equal. So it's all the white soldiers and all the black soldiers. And, when it's that time and there's work that needs to be done, who's going to do the work? The black people.
Yeah.
So while the black people were stationing Frobisher Bay, it was all the 300 plus black soldiers that were stationing the airstrip and the radar station.
Yeah.
And while they were doing that, the white people went up to the Inuit and they were like, don't fucking talk to them. They're going to hurt you. They're bad people. And, ooga booga, scary.
Talk about like the media influence over like certain people. You know, like those spider.
There was a fucking big ass spider. I just saved your life, dog.
Thank you. I felt like something was crawling.
I saw that.
Keep it cool, bro.
I was a mosquito, and then I realized it was a spider like this.
I didn't realize
It was like this big. It was crawling up to here. I was like, no.
I didn't
see
realize
that.
there was a spider, but as he was talking to me, he was like, like slowly leaning to the side, and then you just fucking grab next to his hair. And as you were grabbing, only then my eyes shifted and I saw the spider.
It was huge, bro. That was scary. It was like this big, bro.
Oh shit! All right, the stuff we do for a living. So what I was gonna say, during the World War One, like the Egypt at that time was under the British rule.
Mm-hmm.
So they shipped over 600,000 Egyptians to go fight in the first line.
Wow.
With like low and
I don't want to die. You go die, nigga.
Exactly. And nobody talks shit about it. And like after that, even like in the media or like after you get taught in the school, you get taught a different narrative.
Yeah.
Like you guys didn't do shit.
No.
But
That never happened. What happened was aliens came here. Y'all niggas built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Then after that, you fucking died. And now whoever lives there lives there. That's it.
No. For us, it's thought like it's a tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 6,000 years old, same as the church announced. It's how old civilization should be. So they made it like that, and this is how we learn about it. But we figured out that there is other shit underground, and it looks like it's actually a factory of some sort.
Yeah.
It's connected to the Nile of some sort. Like no, it's tomb, man.
It's literally a tomb. Leave the dead people alone, bro. Like, leave the
Or
dead
tell us
people
where they live so we can dig their locations. Get some gold, man. It's horrible over there in Egypt, and the whole economy is shit.
Listen, I know that this person is most likely related to you in some way, and it's probably going to hurt you a lot. However, y'all niggas had gold.
It's worth it, bro. It's worth it.
Y'all niggas had gold. Listen,
Lick is a lick.
if you let us in there, we'll give you some. Maybe. We'll give you
The
some.
thing is, like, a lot of the people
put you in
would,
our history
like,
books.
in like
exactly.
countryside, they would just dig underneath their houses and they would find like stuff. Here's the issue: is like either how you're gonna like export these goods. So either the government's gonna be involved, so you're not gonna probably see most of your family anymore. You're gonna be gone, and the stuff is gonna be gone, and it's gonna be a compound of some sort after.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're gonna do black market, and it's up to you.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna be the one receiving the money after you sell it.
Never. You're never going to be the one receiving the money after. The only time the people receive any money is because they're doing illegal activity.
Yeah.
Because the government doesn't want you to do it. They want to do it. Fuck you. I want that money. So yeah, growing up black and indigenous.
Connect you to the wire.
I didn't even fucking finish that story.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. I'm like all over the place right now. The Cold War happened. Black soldiers were building the place. My grandmother's mother was with one of them. She got pregnant. Nigga had to leave. My grandmother was born traditionally Inuit. Didn't know her father. Raised by her Inuit mother and Inuit stepdad. Had 2 kids. Came down here, and then life here as an indigenous and or black person. There's a lot of preconceived notions, a lot of discrimination, and a lot of things that people are expecting of you, whether it's good or bad. That can be really destructive, and because of specifically like some of the traumas we receive, it ends up becoming lateral violence, and it enters the home, blah, blah, blah. So
It's gonna be something.
you see and are around a lot of shit. And then you start thinking about things in a different way than most people do,
Yeah.
simply because you've experienced it. And then,
Can you try to do it on like Drive?
That was my original plan, but it doesn't let me.
Doesn't?
I'm sure
the exportation.
Worst case scenario, I'll play it after.
Oh, here you go. Share your email. Do you have like a candle or something? Like for mosquitoes.
For mosquitoes, I do have a light, but
You have an incense?
no.
No.
The thing is, like our blood, they don't get attracted to mosquitoes. So I don't
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're used to it.
That is evolution at its finest.
I don't have that shit at all, bro. I got like
Up north,
I got lankiness.
Inuit have really rich blood, and Bajans have really sweet blood. So I'm like a factory for.
So you're
blood
like attract them.
factory. Yeah.
Like a buffet.
I'm a fucking monumental buffet for these
I
fuckers.
taste your blood, bro.
Dude, up north it's crazy. Like you'll stand still for like 30 seconds, and you will have a swarm of 200 fucking mosquitoes on you up north. It's fucking stupid.
No, I think it's like something related to like some stuff you do when you were a kid. Because I remember when I was a kid, like when I used to get mosquito bites like any human, no problem. But, like my mom would put like some stuff on my skin, some like cucumber and yogurt and some shit and like lemon and. Over time, like
They're just like, okay, this is inside of his system now. I don't want to be near it.
maybe, or maybe I'm dying, so they don't want me.
Share it with me.
What?
No, but that makes sense.
Drive? Yeah.
And you shared with me. There you go.
Yeah.
You can download it. It's not gonna play in the browser.
So what's coming up for us?
Yeah.
So, August 25th.
August. What the fuck am I
Actually,
saying?
July 25th. This Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
This
What's
Wednesday coming up.
happening this Wednesday?
We, Parapariah, are going to be dropping our first single, Morphine, on Spotify and maybe other platforms.
It's everywhere.
All platforms.
Yeah.
It's going to be similar to, like, you know, some old school post-hardcore with, you know, a modern twist. Really heavy vocals.
Really, really emo. Really, really gay, but in a good way.
And it's June, so what better month to do it than Pride Month if you're going to be
Yeah.
gay and emo?
Coming up, we got a show July 20th at Turbo House. With
You're doing a live show as well? Or?
well, not for the release, but we have some shows coming up. We got July 25th or July 20th. We got a show at Turbo House. We got some other shows in the works, but nothing yet confirmed. One in October.
All right. So for the people that are gonna come from the channel, you're gonna give them free tickets. You said.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody gets a celebratory shot on me if I have money at the time.
If you come to the show and you say I'm here from Omar's podcast, I will personally give you 2 wrist hand job.
2 wrist. I'll give you the ankles.
ankles.
The
I'll
ankles.
throw in the earlobes in there.
I like armpits.
Ears aren't stretched yet.
Armpits are good. So I'm gonna
Armpits?
guess-
Yeah.
Armpits.
Yeah, armpits. The crease of the neck.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. I like that shit.
The weenus.
Yo, if her weenus can fold around you, bro.
Hit me up, yo, right now.
If her
My
weenus can
Insta-
fold
my
around
phone
you,
number?
get that ring right the fuck now.
My phone number is so and so.
Phone number is this. I'm not gonna tell you it.
All right. I'll try to play a little bit from the song. Is there a specific minute?
Like from here.
Like here.
Maybe a little. Yeah. The last like minute should be good.
In post, we'll cut it to right here because this is the best part.
So who's doing the vocals? You? And you're playing with the guitar. Damn.
I love that song more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
That song's my baby.
So how long did it take you guys to?
Too fucking long, yo.
Like what was the inspiration for it?
So I wrote. That's one of the songs that I wrote before Nick was in the band. So I wrote like pretty much all of it. But
Tell them about how there's a hole in your chest and a
Yeah,
hole
so-
inside your head soon to be.
I'll get there. So like, it's not directly inspired by this, but I just kind of injury from it, but like my lungs have both collapsed.
Oh shit.
So I have 2 scars on my sides.
Die from what?
Bugs on you, bro.
Yeah, so
apparently I'll attract bugs.
You need to get more cucumber and lemon.
Yeah.
Bring the yogurt out right now, man.
but yeah, like so I was in the hospital and twice I had these giant fucking tubes like. I'm not gonna get too gory here, but they were in my chest.
Okay.
As says in the song, there's a hole in my chest. And for that time that I was in the hospital for about a week or two, and they kept telling me like, okay, well, your recovery's going good, but we're gonna keep you for a little longer, a few more days. Okay, number 2 more days, 4 more days actually, So it just kept. I didn't have any data on my phone. I just went through my first heartbreak, like I mentioned earlier.
During that time too.
Like a week prior.
Literally a week before.
I dropped out of Dawson the week prior. I lost my job a week prior. So I had nothing, and I was just in this hospital with like not even Instagram reels, bro. I didn't have Instagram reels.
Yeah.
I couldn't scroll. but I just kind of sat around and I was just getting high off morphine.
Was it good?
It was great. It was amazing, and it was kind of the only thing that was like keeping me like. I mean, I'm sure I could just read a book or something, but like.
Actually, do like you could do it on Amazon, like sell off a book.
No, I mean I could have just read a book instead of doing morphine, but they were giving it to me, so I was like.
Both.
I,
Like Stephen King, taking cocaine and drinking and
exactly. So I'm running there morphine. I'm just. It's just about feeling like. Really fucking down and feeling like you're giving up and feeling like you have nothing left for you, and it's not. I know a lot of people like to write from a standpoint of like, here's my problem, here's how I'm gonna make it better. But like, I just know me as a person. That's not who I am. Like, I'm someone who needs to like really unpack what's happening before I can even think to move on. And a lot of the times for me, writing is the only way I can unpack something. So a lot like this song is not a happy song at all, and there's no positive message about it.
I'll take a look at the lyrics of it.
It's really just about being at your lowest and feeling like you're never coming out of this, and you might as well just end it. So I wrote that.
And you're on morphine while
And
you're
you're on
doing
morphine, so it's amazing. That's like you're just feeling high, being kind of like a hospital junkie in a way.
We should write a song called Hospital Junkie.
So we're actually renaming the song to Hospital Junkie, but the guitars and stuff. I started writing actually like in the house I was talking about here.
Yeah.
Like last summer.
Okay.
And then we had an opportunity in like January, I think, when Nick just joined the band. Our bassist Thomas got his connection at McGill to record with these like. It was for like what was it called, Band Week.
Band Week.
That
was January?
Yeah, I think so. January, February, or maybe March.
It was February because I came in and you were like, oh shit, it's your birthday.
Okay, yeah, so it was like February, and we were Band Week is basically a thing McGill does where they have a band there and they record them in front of a whole class of students who are learning to be
anti-institution and anti-establishment, but shout out McGill and the McGill staff for recording our songs at McGill for free because I also almost fucking died.
Oh.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
So basically they recorded us for like about a week. It was like a 9-to-5 job for like 4 days, and we went in, just worked in the studio all day. It was like the most fun we've ever had as like a group. Also most stressful time ever, but it was like worth it entirely. We worked with some producers. The main producer that we work with still now is Camilo Maya, and he's the guy that's
shout out Camilo.
Camilo, fucking my baby. I love Camilo. There were some other names there which won't drop, but say some 16 Grammy winners.
16 Grammy now.
One Latin Grammy.
15 North American Grammys and 1 Latin Grammy nominee winning.
I don't know if we should say his name.
So not R. Kelly.
It was R. Kelly. We got Lil Wayne in there too. But yeah, that was a fun experience, and we've just spent like since February we've been trying to find time to
chopping on your fucking head.
find time to mix it, and now it's finally it's coming out. Yeah. But yeah, Nick almost died during that process.
Yeah. Oh, so
A mic like this.
a mic exactly like this.
Uh-huh.
Not this one, but exactly like this. Recording, like they give you like the stand-up mic, and like you're standing there and you're like screaming into the mic, and I'm really close to the mic right now. You're screaming into the mic and blah blah blah. But it felt like, okay, first of all, they stuck us into this room meant to replicate the sound of cathedral reverb live.
Okay.
There's a bunch of these fucking spherical speakers aiming sound in all direction, and then mics next to them so that they can create the reverb and all the other fucking advanced tech shit in that room. And I'm standing in there and I'm like, yo, this is fucking intimidating. Like, I just do this shit. Like, you know? And they're like, all right, do what you do. And I'm like trying to warm up and I'm trying to do what I do. But I'm like so out of my zone that I'm like, bro, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do this. Like, we couldn't, like, there's screams that I do live or at practice that I couldn't do there.
Yeah.
There was, like, we had to, like, fucking manipulate my voice around so that it sounds like how I usually sound. And so I was like, hey, next session, is it okay if I have a handheld mic? Because that's, like, the most natural for me. It's, like, having the mic in my hands, being able to move with it, putting it close to my mouth, cupping it in a way that I know creates the sound, and you know, like, don't say shit about cupping the mic, I'll fucking fight it. So they give me this handheld mic with a sock on it, and it was this old ass sock, and I had no clue. While he's recording, I like pick up the mic and I like graze the corner of it, and it just fucking ripped. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I just touched it a lot harder than I thought I did, whatever. And then I pick it up when it's my turn to record, and I do this.
He's getting food, by the way, while this happens.
He's gone. He's gone out of the fucking studio. Thomas and Nico are inside of the studio, fucking watching me do my thing through the glass.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I do this big scream, and I go, and as I inhale, the whole top of the sock fucking shoots into my mouth, into my lungs, and I swallow some of it, and it all just tastes like fucking chemicals. Like, and it all, like, as soon as it hits my tongue, it starts deteriorating and melting into my saliva. And I'm like, I literally shot all their advanced gear like it was nothing. Like, in my head, I was like, this is gonna cost me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dash that shit. Ran outside of the fucking recording booth. I opened the door. Thomas is already outside of the door, pointing at some random brown bag. So I take the bag and I start yakking hard as fuck. And Nico and Thomas, they're sitting there, they're like, oh man, that sucks, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And then they look up and there's just this random
little Asian kid
this small little Asian kid coming out from this other studio from doing his project, and he's just standing there and he goes, oh, sorry dude, you don't have to watch, he's choking, he just had to throw up real quick, I'm sorry, like, if this is causing a ruckus in your session. And he goes, he doesn't answer them, he just points at the bag I'm puking in and goes, my lunch.
Oh!
And I go, what? So I opened the bag that I'm puking in because I never looked at it. They all just came back from lunch. So this is just a random fucking brown
So why
bag.
did you point at it?
It was just a bag.
Because it was just a random bag that was there. Like, they saw the closest thing I could
Asian
puke
guy's
in, and it was the Asian kid's lunch. Thomas looked at the closest thing I can puke in and just pointed at it. I grabbed it, didn't look into it, because in my head, y'all all came back from lunch. This is just a random bag.
It was actually meant to be a hate crime.
I'm sorry. And the kid walks out, he goes, my lunch. And I, without a word, I stop puking, I look into the bag, and it's like 3 things of sushi. And I was just like, I didn't even apologize to him. I kind of just looked back at him. I looked at Thomas and I went, somebody fucking e-transfer this kid for me. And I left the studio. I went into the bathroom. I puked some more.
Yeah.
Washed my mouth out like 5 times. I like snorted water because I felt the chemicals inside of my nasal passage.
Yeah.
And it caused me to puke more.
I come back and I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
I'm like,
A&W.
my eyes are bloodshot, tears all over my face. I'm like fucking snot rocketing. And he's like, dude, are you okay? And I go, I just almost fucking choked it. And he was like, what the fuck happened? So
he tells me what happened, and then like the producer's like, please don't sue us.
literally.
Oh, really? I thought they were
inside
just gonna like sue you for ruining the.
That's what I thought. I was like, dude,
No,
they're
but
gonna.
it was their equipment that almost killed him.
Exactly. So in my head, I was like, I just fucked up their equipment by shooting it on the floor,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have to pay them thousands of dollars that I don't have, simply because I almost fucking died. And then I'm like super nervous. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I'll explain it to you when we're sitting down. We go into the booth, And I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to harm any of the equipment. Like, I don't want to pay anything, but if I have to, like, fuck, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, I also have to e-transfer that kid for the fucking sushi. And I'm explaining what happened, and the producer, he just goes, no, it's okay, I gave him $20. He's taken care of. You're fine. Honestly, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And,
okay.
just please don't sue us.
Oh, okay.
And I heard that.
That's why we got the songs for free. Honestly.
I heard that. I think so. I heard that. My entire brain chemistry rewired in 2 milliseconds. Please don't sue us. Oh. Yeah.
Of course.
I shouldn't have just fucking died. Like what? Like get better equipment. I'm at McGill. Like this is fucking high grade shit. What do you mean I'm almost dying in your studio? What the fuck? Yeah, of course. Like if I don't get these songs for free, I'm gonna fucking sue you.
Oh.
Shout out McGill though.
Yeah, shout out McGill though. You gave us those songs for free.
Oh, damn.
No, please take us back.
And yeah, so they were like, please don't sue us. That shouldn't have happened in the first place. I already e-transferred that kid for the sushi. Blah blah blah. And then we were like, okay, cool, sick. And then we were leaving the studio, and then again, my brain rewired, and I just got super pissed.
Why?
Because
You thought, okay, I'm a victim here, motherfuckers.
exactly, I got super pissed because I was like, oh my god, I just almost destroyed their equipment that I could have had to.
Yeah,
pay
the
for.
shock, yeah.
And then immediately I was like, yo, I just almost fucking died from McGill equipment. Like one of the biggest institutions in Montreal. I just almost died from their equipment. If we don't get this shit for fucking free, we're gonna get rich one way or another. I was like, I literally told the band as we were leaving, I'm like, yo, if we don't get these songs, we're still gonna be rich. And they were like, what do you mean? And I'm like, because if we don't get rich off of the music that we just made, I'm gonna fucking sue them. And we're gonna get rich off of me almost fucking dying in their studio. So,
Shout out McGill. Thank
shout out McGill. One way or another, we're gonna get the bag.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
We're not trying to get blacklisted here though.
You can blackmail McGill.
No.
Yes, but they
Use
also
VPN though.
yeah, but they also have access to like lawyers.
True.
So
But
like,
it did happen. To be fair, it did just happen when he explained.
Yeah, we have it on camera now.
do we have it on camera? We don't have it on camera.
Testimony.
We might have it in audio.
Oh, that's true.
How?
Because it was recording.
Because I was recording and I was like, and then I shot the mic down.
But yeah, overall that experience was really fun. We met a lot of cool producers, or like people who are trained to be producers. There's Victoria, Metzi, obviously Camille I mentioned before. Yeah, it was just a good experience.
That was a really good experience.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next episode.